Hello and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host Bryan. It's a new week, new theme. This week's theme is whatever goes. For the final week of the year that I do these reactions, I always like to give my patrons the ability to just request whatever. Stuff that doesn't always fit neatly into other themes or might be too long to request normally. This is the week for them. And so the first one we're going to check out this week is a group called Mamaleek. We've had them on the channel before. I don't think anything off of this album though. The artwork looks new to me. The album's called Out of Time. The track is called The Recompense Is Real. Let's dive into it. See what they're bringing to the table today. That is a huge low end. It's a rather eclectic combination of sounds. I'm still adapting.
Intentions black. How could you not know that I know? What do you have planned? When I expose you for the frauds that you are, I will eat and swallow along your black magic. My essence will digest this foreign Eucharist. I may die from it.
That drum is so big.
And then you will know the recompense is real. And you will know the recompense is real.
Sometimes we have vocals on the left too. Just casually sliding back into this original sound. I do dig this though, a moody Midwest emo thing. I mean, we have some twinkling guitar over here, but I'd say that the weight of the track is much heavier than Midwest emo typically has. There was a tone, dotted quarter in the center, brought in quite a bit of dissonance. I was kind of curious what that tempo was, but we're not in that moment anymore. There was temporal disconnect, though. The guitars and drums not always being right on the beat with each other. This is going to be one of those tracks that I don't know that this video is going to add much to your understanding of this song. I don't know that I get this song. It's certainly more texture-based, atmospheric focused than melodic, but there's also a lot of unique ideas within it that I would need more time with to understand what their style is, how they say things, to really understand what they're going for with this. It is experimental, though, and something within a punkier or emo framework, too. I picked this up right from the beginning. The guitar work felt emo to me. The melodic ideas, particularly our right pan guitar with all the twinkling ideas. We also had a left pan guitar playing off of that at one point in the first verse, I guess we can call it. So we did have some of this dual guitar stuff that Midwest emo likes to play with, but it's all caked within this really heavy, dark atmosphere too. I mean, the very first, I think it was the very first beat, was just this big bass kick. And honestly, to me, it sounds more like an orchestral bass drum than the much smaller bass drum that we use in drum kits. But part of that, I think, is also just the production of it. It is a big sound that has a massive amount of reverb on it, and it just feels enormous, so much larger than the size of the drum probably is. And when you pair this with the heavy tones from some of the guitars and the general weight of this track, the darkness, the heaviness of it all, it's a really interesting combination of some of the lethargy and depression of like mixing emo and doom metal together while having these bursts of twinkling things off on the side that almost feel like hope. Never front and center though. Always just on the edge of your periphery. It's that combination right there that informs so much of this track. Almost every section in here is based around that combination: heavy weight, big sounds, and something light that sits around it. There's also the vocals, and there's three of them. I don't know what to call the main center vocal. It's growl adjacent, definitely a compressed style, but it doesn't sound like a growl. It almost sounds like there's vocal cord vibration in there too, very traditional speech. If anyone has more information into that, let me know, because it doesn't sound sustainable given my limited knowledge of vocal delivery. It doesn't sound like a healthy way of singing, but it's quite possible that it is. But it does sound like an interesting mashup of false chord and traditional speech with a lot of projection to it. The thing about some harsh styles is that they use very little air, which is why you can see some vocalists hold out screams for like 15, 17, 20 seconds and stuff like that. This, though, doesn't. This sounds like it's using a lot of air pressure, it's using a lot of force. There's a big impact in each of the accented hits. The delivery is large, but there's also these vocals on the right that are higher pitched, almost sounding like a compressed squeal almost. Certainly falsetto, it's head voice right there. It's thin, almost nasally, but with a crackling under it too. It's another style that I don't really have a name for and don't really have much of a relationship to other vocal styles to understand it through. It's fresh to my ears. Every once in a while, I think I only heard it say 15 or 20 syllables total. We had this other voice over here that was voicing. It was just speech. Sometimes sing-songy, holding a note out, but not really singing in any way. This creates a dense layering against the already large sound taking up such a vast amount of space in this small area. When all three vocalists are going off and all the guitar work's going, the bass and the drums, and it's dense. It's claustrophobic. It is not a great mood to be in. It feels overwhelmingly bleak. The hope off on the side, one instrument out of seven, only feels that much more ephemeral. Something being teased, knowing that you'll never get it. The last thing I think we need to bring up then is just the generally non-musical sections that happen in here. The intro and part of the bridge, maybe. There's some not spoken word, growled word stuff happening in the bridge. And there's not music going on. The beat's gone, and the instrumentation is mostly gone, but there's atmosphere still. Drone texture, sound, not music, but sonic art here. It allows the vocals to be heard exceptionally clearly. Exceptionally clear. It's probably a better way to phrase that. And I think it allows the vocals to be felt here too. There's an emotional energy in the delivery that kind of gets lost within the massive boominess of the low end and the heavy layers that exist throughout most of the first half of this song. And here, all of that noise cuts away and you really just get the vocals. It's an interesting moment, and it does introduce a little bit of tension, some harmonic instability that creeps up in the middle of this, pushing towards the return to a musical direction. And from here towards the end, tension and musical dissonance, they start to creep in more and more. The last parts of this song begin to feel incredibly unsettling. Once again, still dangling hope off in the corner, but the width, the size, the tension, the instability, it's just not a great place to be in most of this track. And I think the word that really comes to mind for this song, and it's not a word I use to describe music very often, is bleak. It's just heavy and dark and depressive, filled with sounds that I'm not usually too keen on hearing, too, interjecting textures and dissonance amongst that heavy weight, just to take things up a notch. It all comes together to create something that feels like it borders on performance art while still having quite a lot of roots still in traditional music, particularly in that punkier realm of emo. I find that to be really interesting, and I think it's probably one of my favorite areas of music is where it kind of borders into the realm of art. And this does a pretty good job of marrying those two worlds together into something that I think is easily listenable for someone who enjoys music, but definitely has some of those more esoteric choices that are less musical and more texture and atmosphere. Let's hit some lyrics on this one, see what's going on. All right. Recompense is an equivalent or a return for something done, suffered, or given. Its synonym is compensation, basically to return what has been done or given to you. This song starts off with a poem from a Turkish poet, Yunus Emir. Probably pronounced that wrong, I apologize. Translated, it states, "Poor sons of Adam, like crops they pass, some grow, some wither. To a thing in this world, my insides burn, my core burns, and for those who die young, you came and passed the life of mine as the wind blows and passes." Seemingly just speaking about the general passage of humanity. Some have it better, some have it worse, but in the end, death takes us all. It's an interesting passage to start off with. I'm just going to read you the verse to this. I have to keep reminding myself so that I'll never forget. Though you look like me, and we appear to behave similarly, you are of alien stock. You are here to deceive me, to take my soul from its material chassis. But how could you not know that I would find out and plot my revenge? Did you think you would be conspicuous? Now you are not my family, you're a fake. I've seen the truth in the micro expressions on your face, the glitches in your voice, and the farcical gestures of concern. Some really vivid imagery here to look at someone who is like you, but something is just a hair bit off, the uncanny valley, if you will. Continues on to say, there is great evil under your skin. Its color is red and its intentions are black. How could you not know that I know? What do you have planned when I expose you for the frauds that you are? I will eat and swallow all of your black magic. My essence will digest this forest Eucharist. I may die from it, but so will you. And then you will know the recompense is real. And that's pretty much the entirety of the whole song. There's some repetition of some lines that happen after the instrumental break, but it's the gist of it right there. And understanding that the person who stands in front of you may be like you, but isn't, and don't have your best interest at heart. I find it interesting, as great as Genius.com's annotators can be at times, that the generally accepted description of this is that it's a song where the antagonist has been replaced or is a fake, possibly that there is a real alien among them, or maybe even a demon. But I think it's rather clear what this is about. And still, this is my subjective read on it, but I never took this to mean anything beyond the literal. An idea that someone looks like you, not literally a clone of you, but as the poem at the beginning states, talking about the life cycles of humanity, we're looking at humans as a whole. To find another human out in the world who seems like a human and acts like a human most of the time, but fails to really do the human things well. Empathy, sympathy. They just don't seem to care about humanity. It's, as he mentions, the micro expressions on the face and the farcical gestures of concern. There's some people out there that just don't really seem to human. They don't have a shred of humanity inside of them. And so the second stanza is about destroying them. Yes, this one becomes a bit more fantastical, about eating the black magic that exists within them and digesting it. But he does say, I may die from this. Me trying to stop you may result in my death, but it will also be the death of you. Maybe not immediately, but I will become a martyr. I will expose you. Others will rise up as well, and you will understand that what you took from us, we will be taking back. You will know the recompense is real. That's what this song is about. The majority standing up to the minority and taking back what has been ripped from our hands. Yeah. So I think the darkness, the anger, the weight of this track, it fits well. The lyrics do a great job of taking this atmosphere and really embodying it and delivering it. Finding a wrath, a hatred, a disgust in the vocal delivery to deliver these biting lines. I don't know if it's a song I really enjoyed. I don't know if I would casually want to come back to it, but artistically speaking, this is fantastic. But these are just my thoughts on Mamaleek's The Recompense Is Real. What did you think of this track? Is there anything that stood out to you? Anything that you would like to add on to what I said or correct me on? Do you have your own take, perspective, or opinion on this song? Put all of that, as well as anything else you'd like to add, into the comment section below. Above that, in the description box, you'll find a link to Linktree. Takes you here. You can find links to my music, ways to support the channel, a link to the Discord server, and so much more. Above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all three of those. That wraps it up today. I'll be back tomorrow, though, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. UTC as usual. Until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical, of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you choose to watch my videos.